It's time for WANR's Local Artist Spotlight. From the names you know to the names you should know, we bring you the Valley's best. And now, here's your host, Gregg Allen.
And this is the Local Artist Spotlight Show, and we have a very special show for you today. Our guest today is the founder of the group Kool And The Gang, the mega platinum group from the 1980s, and we are speaking with Robert Kool Bell.
Now, you're originally from the Mahoning Valley. What part of the valley did you grow up in?
Prospect, I was on Prospect Street, yeah.
On Prospect Street. And did you go to school around this area as well?
Well, I left kind of early. I went to Lincoln Primary School first, and then I moved to New Jersey.
Oh, okay, New Jersey. Now, I understand that's where you originally formed Kool And The Gang, is that right?
That is true, yeah.
Okay, now I'm sure everybody wants to know this, but how in the world did you end up getting the name Kool?
Well, Kool came about right after I left Yougstown, Ohio in 1960, and I realized that everyone in Jersey City had a nickname.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to come up with a nickname also to fit into what was going on at the time between Newark, New York, and Jersey City.
Okay.
So I decided there was a couple guys that called themselves Kool, but they spelled it with a C. I said, well, I like that. I must spell mine with a K. That was the beginning of the Kool And The Gang. But that was just a change of environment from Yougstown, Ohio, to somewhere the big city.
Well, we got more interview coming up with Robert Kool Bell, but right now, here's one of their big hits. This is Ladies' Night from Kool And The Gang on the Local Artist Spotlight.
Classic Hits 1570 WANR.
Now, Kool And The Gang was originally first a jazz band, is that right?
Yes, we were, yeah.
And what great jazz artists were you inspired by? I know that your father knew Thelonious Monk, is that right?
Yeah, Thelonious Monk, and he also knew Miles Davis.
Wow.
My favorite jazz artists coming up is people like, the late John Coltrane. We listened to Freddie Hubbard, Ron Carter, Bob Jameson, Motown, different nations and different artists.
Now, how did Kool And The Gang form?
Well, we started back in 1964.
Oh, wow.
We called ourselves the Jazziacs at the time.
Okay.
And we spelled Jazziacs, the Jazziacs.
Uh-huh.
And then we formed, got behind another organization called the Soul Town Review.
Okay.
And we became the Soul Town Band.
Okay.
And we had to back up about 20 artists each time we did a show with the review because we were the backup band.
Oh, okay.
So between the jazz that we were playing and our love for and the backing up these artists that were singing the hits of the 60s, the Motown hits, the Billy Stewart's records, the James Browns, etc.
Oh, yeah.
We had to learn all these songs. And our music started to change. We started creating a jazz R&B sound. And then when we finally changed the name to Kool And The Gang in 1968, we had developed a sound which became the early Kool And The Gang sound in the 70s.
And with their new lead singer, JT, Kool And The Gang continue to break away from their jazz roots and play more disco and pop-sounding songs like this one. This is Tonight on the Local Artist Spotlight.
Classic Hits 1570 WANR.
And we're back with Robert Kool Bell, the founding member of Kool And The Gang. And what would you say was Kool And The Gang's first big success?
Well, first big success, well, I look at that in two ways. Our first record, which came out in 1969, didn't do too bad. It was made on the top 40 pop chart.
Okay.
And then after that, our first real big record, national record, was Funky Stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then came Hollywood Swingin'.
Right.
and Jungle Boogie.
That's a great song. That's one of my favorites, actually.
And that was in the mid-70s.
Right. We play Jungle Boogie a lot here.
Oh, okay.
You've had several hits. Do you have a favorite yourself?
That's kind of hard for me. There's a lot that well, I shouldn't say. There's different songs that I've liked through different time periods. In the 70s, it was Summer Madness.
Uh-huh.
And the 80s, of course, is Celebration.
Right. I'm a musician myself, and I've played Celebration quite a few times.
Oh, okay.
So, you're a bass player.
Yes, I am.
What would you say is the most challenging song on the bass that you play?
Most challenging song on the bass.
Yeah.
They're pretty fun. I mean.
Oh yeah, they're all great, especially Jungle Boogie.
Yeah, I would say maybe songs like a Miss Land or Tonight.
Oh yeah,
they weren't
that's a
challenging,
great
but they
one.
were fun songs. They had that rock sort of vibe to it in terms of the bass line.
Ladies' Night, songs like that.
Ladies' Night, like I said, Tonight. Also, Miss Land.
We'll be back with more from Robert Kool Bell and the story of Kool and the Gang and the rise of their success. But right now, here's their big disco hit, Get Down on It, on the Local Artist Spotlight.
Oh, what's he gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. Classic Hits 1570 WANR.
And we're back with Robert Kool Bell, the founding member of the group Kool and the Gang. And obviously, Robert, you've done a lot of touring. The whole band's done a lot of touring. Do you have any great road stories that you'd like to tell us?
Well, one I guess we had an unusual experience. We were playing in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
And it was one of those hot summer afternoons in Dallas.
Uh-huh.
And we were playing the song Too Hot.
Right.
And something happened with our keyboard player. There was a shortage, like electrical shortage or something in his keyboard.
Oh, no.
And it created a fire. And the keyboard caught on fire. People thought it was like a part of the act. And we started running off the stage, and our crew brought the fire out to put the fire out. That was a real situation.
I know you're touring right now. In fact, you've got a gig tomorrow, right?
And we're pretty much touring most of the summer. We do a lot of corporate dates, a lot of casino dates, a lot of the Indian reservation casinos. We play Vegas, Reno, Tahoe, Atlantic City. We do Europe a lot. We're heading back over to Europe in August, and then back over again in September.
Uh-huh.
We just released not just, it's been out almost a year now, a CD. It would be our latest CD. It's called Kool and the Gang, Still Cool.
Yes. Fantastic.
So we have that out. And working on a couple of new projects for 2009. We just staying busy.
Any plans on coming back out to Yougstown and doing a show for us out here at our new Chevy Center out here?
Played it last year. We would like to come back. I guess we'll do the comeback maybe next year.
Fantastic. It sounds great.
But we played the Chevy Center last year, and it was real nice. It was good homecoming for us.
Great. Well, you've definitely done the Valley proud, and we do thank you for taking the time to speak to us over here at WANR and the Local Artist Spotlight. So, anything you want to tell our listening audience before we sign off here?
Well, I'd like to, to say that we support, or we appreciate the support, I should say, of our fans in Yougstown and Ohio area for all these years. Like I said, I left Yougstown in 1960, but came back often, when I was in high school, to see the grandmother and the grandparents. So there was a special love for Yougstown. So again, we'd like to thank our White Town fans for supporting us, and we're still cool, and we're moving on.
Their newest album is called Kool and the Gang, Still Cool, and you can pick it up at your local CD store. And right now, here's their big hit, Celebration, on the Local Artist Spotlight.